Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Kyle Smith alongside my good friend and partner, Will Trubshaw, for another production of SBS. Tonight's match features the home team, the Springfield Monarchs, taking on the St. Charles FC team. And, Will, it's a battle of the USL 2 League, and Springfield would love to defend their home turf with a victory tonight.
Yeah, just one win in their first three matches on the season, and only 3 points separating these two teams in the standings right now. It's 2 wins and 1 loss for St. Charles, 1 win and 2 losses for Springfield ASC. So a win tonight really changes things. You're still in the picture very much in the early going of this USL League 2 season.
So we'll get the score banner for you in a second. Right now it's Springfield with the ball, 17 with it, as he sends it back to the 5-yard line and over to the other outside back. As we've seen Springfield earlier in the season, partner, they lost 4-2. They came back. They were down 2-0 to Chicago City on the road. They got 2 corner kick goals off set pieces, and they gave up 2 unanswered to lose 4-2. Then they came back at home and they won a very thrilling 1-0 victory led by their goalkeeper, Johnny Velasquez, and then lost a heartbreaker 4-2. So it seems like for Springfield, if they give up more than 3 goals, they're probably going to be the loser today.
Well, I think that's the case for pretty much any club or any side. You're not going to do well when you're giving up that many goals. But the good news is they've got 1 shutout to their credit. This is Velasquez there picking up the free kick.
Yeah, he's very good between the pipes. Got pretty good size for the position. He's from Jamaica, New York. Originally played community college soccer, and he's very good between the pipes. The YouTube live chat is live and active today, so go on the chat if there's anything wrong with the broadcast. And we will also redirect you. We were originally on the SBS live stream account, but we changed over because we are no longer double booked. So we're back to the regular Sports Broadcast Solutions YouTube channel. Picked up by St. Charles over to the 40-yard line, and now played to the 45-6. Then back to the sideline. At the touch line is one of the midfielders, and passes it back to himself as they'll lose meters but maintain possession. Back over to the 40-meter and fakes the forward pass and just sends it back to the defender. 12 with it as 12 will play it off his left foot. Stolen away by Hutchins out to the near the touch line, and Springfield did not touch it last, so it'll be a throw-in for the Monarchs. Overhead pass played at the 40-yard line. What are you seeing thus far between both midfielders, partner?
Well, I'm liking the pressure that Springfield is applying in the midfield. They're going to need to do that. They're going to need to keep it a low-scoring match. That's the thing. I don't know that the offensive firepower is there or if they figured out their game plan offensively. So I think the key is to keep it low-scoring, keep the battle in the midfield, and then if you can, get a break, try and send it the other way. And so try and score on either a corner or on a fast break.
As it's played to the goalkeeper that time in Velasquez, as he'll do a little overhead pass to the 25-yard line. Monarchs will play it now. Good lead pass over to Brown, as Brown plays it at the 10-yard line to his right foot inside the 5-yard line. Try to get it on net, blocked by St. Charles, and then play to the 20-yard line. Slow-moving pass, Will. You got to get more velocity on that pass, or it's going to be easily stolen that way.
Especially in the defensive third. You can't be sloppy back there. You've got to get good pace on your passes when you're in the defensive third. You've got a Monarch down right now.
And you hate to see it. Hopefully he'll be all right. If you missed any of the action, make sure to go to the YouTube channel and click on the rewind and fast forward button as many times as you'd like. At 17, slow to get up.
Daryl Longden down on the ground.
We've seen him a lot in the offensive third partner, past the 20-yard line. He does a lot of the setup plays, getting it out in front and then getting it on net. As Longden will be all right. Slow to get up, but finally does get up, as it's still a 0-0 game early on in Springfield, Illinois.
And Longden, a native of the Bronx, up in New York City. Yeah, a big part of that attack. And again, like I said, he'll be key tonight for Springfield. If they can mount some rushers there, put pressure on that back third for St. Charles, that will bode well. St. Charles has played in a few high-scoring matches themselves.
Now back to the 38-yard line, then sent back to the 20. And now all the way back to Velasquez on his right foot. Slow-moving ball, but the midfielders were closer to midfield than they were to the attacking third. Slow-moving ball, but enough on it to get it back to Velasquez. And they move forward with it. They briefly lost possession, then got it back. Steal by St. Charles, and then back again to Springfield Monarchs. Hutchins will play it. He looks for Brown over to the sideline on his right foot, right on target. Now back to Longden. As Longden will play it at the 33. Slow-moving ball and losing meters, partner, but I like what I'm seeing thus far with the passing lanes of the Monarchs.
They're making nice, crisp passes. I'm impressed so far. It's what you got to do. You can't make any mistakes, especially when you're handling the ball that close to your own net. Another one rolled out for a goal kick. Couple passes. It really seems like the Monarchs trying to push up the left side of the pitch in the early going here. Pass had just been a little too long.
Yeah, for St. Charles, you'd like to shorten those passes, get it on target, and try to move the ball up as quick as you can. Out to 16. Stolen away by the Monarchs. Longden will play it. Left-footed pass as he sends it over to 6. Stolen away by St. Charles. Looking to send it up, and kind of a lack of communication between the midfielder and the striker, and it'll be back to the Monarchs.
Just too heavy of a touch there on the pass, trying to set up the run.
Early on, like I said, we will get the score banner for you in a second here, but for now, it's still a 0-0 game. And not much happening thus far. We've had a couple of steals, no shots on net yet. An injury, Longden was slow to get up, then he's back into the match. And St. Charles, they haven't had the ball a lot, partner, so right now, time of possession, winning that battle are the Monarchs. Over to the touchline. St. Charles playing it over to midfield. Looking for a call, but both players were going after it. The ref says to play on, and Springfield maintains possession.
I'm really liking the pressure from Springfield. They're pressing up the pitch. Now this is the one area where it can cost you.
Good recovery. Speak. Got to be careful, though. Could have been a free kick, but he did get ball before foot. Attacker went on his own accord down to the turf, so no free kick awarded. And Springfield now in a little bit of dangerous territory, Will, is near the touchline. And they lost possession. It is now with the St. Charles FC team.
And just a throw-in along the side. Good opportunity here for St. Charles. Maybe get something started near the box. It'll be a goal kick instead. That's all right if you're Springfield. Really, they are doing a good job kind of packing in around their net as soon as St. Charles gets close, gets into that attacking third. They're not really giving them a lot of room to breathe.
Over to the 7-yard line, then back to Velasquez. Oh, almost lost it. Just got it away just in the nick of time. And now over to the touchline, trying to get it out in stride. Intercepted by St. Charles. STCFC is what they like to be called sometimes. As a lead pass, just a little off target, and Velasquez will play it, smother it up, and then an underhand pass to the 25-yard line. Out to Brown. And the push before Brown got there, I'm surprised there was no call, partner, as he was playing him off the ball. But the ref says to play on, and as long as he's consistent with it, that's all that matters. Wasn't a slide tackle, obviously, but did his push keep Springfield from getting the ball, and was it a legal push or was it a foul? That's what the ref has to decide. And as long as it's consistent, well, you got to be consistent with the call, partner, but as a ref, too, you also have to realize I want to keep it consistent, but if I don't call fouls throughout the match, then we're going to see it get very, very chippy towards the end of the match.
Absolutely. You have to strike a balance early on, not to be too heavy-handed with your calls, but making the right calls, getting as close to the rule book as possible. Now, it can be a judgment call on a play like that.
Right.
But I tend to think the right call was made by the official in that spot.
And the thing is, too, as a ref, you have to acknowledge when you've missed a call. And when you realize, look, I didn't call a foul on that play, and a similar play happens later on in the match, and I call a foul, and the players are like, well, we want it to be consistent.
Right.
And the players are like, yes. And the ref is like, sure. But at the same time, if I don't call it now, I'm going to have to issue yellow and red cards because it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So as a ref, you have to acknowledge when you miss calls, and you have to make up for those if a foul happens and call the foul.
I believe the expression is nip it in the bud, right?
Right.
Just take care of the issues should they arise early in the game, and set the standard for later in the game. Because you're right, especially if it's close. If things continue to track as they are right now,
you might have to change how you ref,
right.
But at the same time, you want to be consistent, and you also have to acknowledge when you missed a call. The players don't like it because you didn't call a foul in the first half, but you called it in the second half. But they also acknowledge that you're trying to avoid injuries, and you missed a call in the first half, but you called in the second half to avoid those injuries. Over to the 20-yard line, played by 3. Trying to get it over to his right. He's great defense there by the Monarchs. Stolen away, now past the 25-yard line, falling to the turf. That was so blatant, partner. St. Charles didn't even argue it.
Yeah, that time, cleared foul on the tackle.
He got all feet, no ball.
Yeah, that no question about it. Not an act there.
Not even worth an argument from St. Charles.
No.
Not a good decision, though, by Springfield. It forces Velasquez up, and he is a heads-up goalkeeper, partner. Not only does he get out of the net to kick it away, but they gain a good 30 yards on the kick from Velasquez.
And it sets up the long play in the corner for Springfield as well.
Throw in. Over to the 35. It's played by 11. Now back over to 5. And kicked away by 3. It's hard to tell which one's going to win this match so early on, partner. We haven't really seen too much offensive pressure from either team. Springfield, more time of possession, but St. Charles has made the necessary adjustments on defense to get the ball out quick and clean.
No, it will come on. We're not even the full 15 minutes into this first half, so still a ways to go to determine this. But it certainly feels evenly matched. And again, the standings would tell you that. Sure, that for the Monarchs, it's been 2 losses, giving up a combined 8 goals.
Right,
but their one win, an impressive 1-0 victory at that. So I think this is a team that is still kind of finding their level, and nothing to suggest yet that they can't compete, keep it close, and stay near the top of the standings in the Heartland division here of USL League 2.
Over to the 30-yard line, played by 3. Slow-moving kick played to the 24-yard line. Stop and start move now as 6 will play it. Now back over to 3. Hesitation move. Left-footed kick, setting it up in front, right on target. Getting it back to front of the net. Couldn't get anything on it, and Velasquez calls for it. Tells his defender to get out of the way, and he does, and Velasquez with the pass. Stolen away by St. Charles and then kicked away. That's the only problem, partner, when you do those passes out in front of the net. Milavanov has to clear it quickly. And that was good defense, too, by St. Charles. They let Milavanov feel a little complacent, a little overconfident. And Milavanov took his time to clear it, and it was stolen by St. Charles.
Yeah, it's a risky play to just tap it in front of your net. You have to have your defenders wide awake and ready to receive that pass. But be keeping an eye out, too, for pressure from the forwards and whatnot coming up, trying to steal a quick goal from you.
It'll be a throw-in for St. Charles off the head. Right on target, partner. They've definitely been practicing that play. A pass, a header, and then right on target, right in stride on the pass from the header.
And it's those little plays, especially in a match that feels like it'll be tight throughout. You can execute the little basic plays just like that, and it sets you up for success in the long run.
And looking for the foul call, and indeed is a foul against St. Charles. Not a far drive for St. Charles, partner. About the same drive as when Chicago City and the Chicago Dutch Lions come down from Chicago, about 2-3 hours from St. Louis. They're called St. Charles, so they mostly play in St. Charles, Missouri instead of St. Louis, Missouri, but about an even commute for the St. Charles FC team.
Just coming west to east as opposed to
North to south.
north to south. Yeah. But similar idea. We made that drive earlier today, you and I.
Yeah, it was a good drive, no traffic. That's close. That's in the box too, partner. St. Charles hates it. Springfield loves it. And that's what it means to be a ref, partner. 50% of the fans are gonna like you, and 50% of the fans are gonna hate you. And that's just the way of being a ref.
Indeed it is. But now a golden opportunity for Springfield FC. Get on the board first. And that's one thing they really haven't been able to do this season. Obviously, counting their 1-0 victory. It's been a struggle to get on the board first. If you can take advantage of what will be a free kick here.
Penalty kick.
Excuse me, a penalty kick. That bodes well. That bodes really well for Springfield.
Key moment of the match. Ronan Hutchins looking to make it 1-0. And it's in the net. Ronan Hutchins goes to the left post, tucks it inside the post, and Springfield Monarchs lead 1-0.
There you go. Well, nice touch on the penalty kick, going bottom left corner all the way. That minder just right. It just was a little slow to get over. And there it is. Goal number 1 on the evening belongs to the Monarchs.
Ronan
Big
Hutchins.
strike, and that feels good. The way they've been playing it felt, you don't want to say they deserve the goal, but they put more of the pressure on here. You thought it would be a matter of time. And third of the way through the first half, they're on the board first.
1-0 lead for the Springfield Monarchs. Ronan Hutchins with the PK. That's where we stand right now. And that's the problem, partner. I know that you don't want to give up goals and you get beat on the play. And it's inside the box. It's past the 15-yard line. But that's kind of a play. You got to trust in your defense to give you help over the top. Mm-hmm. When you grab at the leg like that, it's basically a free goal that you're giving the opposition, unless you have Tim Howard between the pipes. Yeah. And even then, 99% of the time, it's usually going to be scored by the striker.
Yeah, it's not. You can't give away free opportunities like that. A penalty kick that close in, and especially with the quality of touch that Ronan Hutchinson has, you have a feeling that more often than not, that's going to end up in the back of the net. So you got to communicate a little better. I agree with you. If you're the back line there.
Right, and just avoid fouling. Inside the 15-yard line, just avoid slide tackling if you can, because unless you get all ball, it's usually called a PK. Mm-hmm. Early on in the first half, we appreciate you watching. Text line's open. Your favorite MLS memory, text 330-957-7653. Cleared by the Monarchs. 1-0, a PK Awarded to the Monarchs. Hutchins took it, and that's where we stand right now. Over to the boundary. Still early on for St. Charles, partner, but you almost feel like you give them another goal. You hate to say it's over, but it kind of feels like it, doesn't it?
Well, absolutely. A 2-0 deficit is hard to cloud of. Now, we've seen teams do it. It's certainly not out of the realm of possibility, especially at this level. However, you don't want to do it. You never want to be in a position where you're down 2-0 in the first half. I mean, it's demoralizing.
Sure is, partner. And
no other way to put it.
We saw Springfield, they came back from that 2-0 deficit, and that's the other issue, too, is try to avoid giving up corner kicks. Chicago City outplayed Springfield for most of the match, gave up a lot of corners, and some teams like Springfield, for example, they feel more comfortable in their special teams, so to speak, the corner kicks, the set pieces, and they got it done. And so for St. Charles, you want to win the match, avoid corner kicks, and at all times, inside the 15, inside the 10-yard line, just avoid slide tackling if you can.
And those are 100% the mistakes that'll come back to bite you. And then keep it clean in the penalty areas, and your chances of winning go up exponentially.
Over near midfield. Monarchs play it. Good send pass. Hutchins breaks through. Stolen away by St. Charles. Good header by the Monarchs. High arching kick. It's from his teammate, so he cannot grab it. You can see how he, just let it fall to the ground and then played it off the foot. Good play by 6. Tap and go move. And played back out to the boundary from 23, still at the sideline. And it goes past the touchline. Last touch by St. Charles. Throw in awarded to Springfield.
Now, if you're Springfield, you know that St. Charles is going to ratchet up the pressure, try and net the equalizer. You got to stick with what was working the first 10, 15 minutes of the half, which is that. Just good pressure, closing off passing lanes in the attacking third, and getting out quickly in transition the other way.
Inside the 30-yard line, now played to the 35. Sent over inside the 40 by 12. Lead pass as he finds 18. Now over to the 34-yard line. Over to 3, inside the 10. Great hesitation move. Left-footed kick. Good idea, partner, but you got to be on target with that shot, and you got to be in rhythm. It looked like he wasn't in rhythm when he shot that. It went way to the right of the right post.
It really looked like he sliced it, much like my golf game.
the Charles Barkley golf swing?
Yes, yeah, it just kind of took off that left foot. Really, that's coming from that angle. That's the right angle you want to be shooting the goal, left-footed, aiming for that top left corner. Just a miss. It's now to a stoppage in play with 21:40 to go. But a break there for Springfield ASC, and I'll tell you what, they're looking good so far. They're in control.
They sure are, partner. We have a timeout on the pitch, and so we will take a break. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com.
early on at Sacred Heart Griffin High School. Kyle Smith alongside Will Trubshaw. It's the SBS game of the night between Springfield Sporting Club and St. Charles FC. For those of you on the SBS live stream channel, or people that are watching the live stream broadcast for that matter, make sure you tell them go to the regular Sports Broadcast Solutions channel to watch it live. We'll also post the link is already posted on Facebook, but go on Facebook and Twitter and you can watch it live. We were originally going to be double booked, which is why we had it on the backup stream, but we're no longer double booked, so we are now on the main stream. Over to midfield, falling to the turf, and a free kick awarded to Springfield Monarchs. Got to avoid those, partner, if you're St. Charles. Not going to win many matches when you keep tugging at the ball, tugging at the legs, and free kicks being awarded.
And that did feel a little bit like a generous free kick. I didn't think the contact was that blatant there, but nonetheless, it's certainly been St. Charles more of the physical aggressor here, and it's been to their detriment. I mean, that's how the goal was scored, thanks to a penalty kick.
Right. You haven't seen a lot in terms of regulation, 11 on 11 if we count the goalie soccer. But when you're giving Springfield free kicks, and of course the PK, it's allowing Springfield to set up their offense easier. Make them work. Slide tackle when you need to. But just like that, clean play. You lost possession, but they lost yards because of the throw-in.
Yeah, and again, this is a Springfield team that at times has struggled getting the offense going. Outscored on the year 8-5 in 3 matches so far. So it's a team that the offense, it takes a while for the gears to get going. So you don't want to give them that opportunity to get things in motion right away.
Now over to Velasquez as he'll kick it over to the sideline out of bounds. And 11 will play it for St. Charles. Kicked out by St. Charles. Throw-in awarded again to the Springfield Monarchs. Nope, they're going to say it was touched last by Springfield. 11 will take it on the throw-in. Off the body, kicked out in front. Loose ball, chance for St. Charles. Little bit high and out of bounds. Great setup, though, by St. Charles, and it was touched last by Springfield, so corner kick coming up for the St. Charles FC team.
And it was a great touch. Only thing, the ball was played a little high. It was up in the air. And as such, not much of an opportunity at all to actually get a good shot on net. That's why it sailed through the uprights. The American football.
Chance, and Velasquez with a huge save out in front. We'll have another corner, and they're going to, at first it looked like they were going to stay on the right, but they will go to the left, and it will be a lefty corner kick.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a tremendous opportunity. Not who the corner was originally intended for. Right place, right time there for St. Charles FC, and just a better save by Velasquez to keep St. Charles off the scoreboard.
Another try, header, that was blocked, kicked out by, well, they tried to kick it out, and this time it'll be a throw-in as it's awarded for the St. Charles FC team. Throw-in over to the corner, they play it over to 3. 3 plays it over to the 27-yard line. Now back over to the 40, out to 4, to the fellow defender on his team, over to 12. Left-footed kick off the head, now over to the 15-yard line. To the right foot, now to the left. Switching back to the right. In front, chance, and last touched by St. Charles FC. Good idea, partner, but the problem with that is when you're so close to the end line, it's hard to retrieve the pass, stop the ball, and then set up another pass in front for a one-time shot.
Yeah, that's a really difficult setup there. But for St. Charles, probably their best stretch of action so far in the offensive end. In fact, it is, without question, the best opportunity offensively for them. They're unable to cash in. Looks like we're going to have another corner here. Springfield ASC lost it on the end line. Just sloppy there.
Too many corner kicks being awarded from Springfield. Game is far from over. When it gets to 2-0, you can feel more comfortable if you're Springfield FC. But for now, as it's out in front, off the leg, left-footed kick. 11's on it, now 16. Over to the boundary, inside the 30-yard line. Back over to 11 on his right foot. Switches to the left and sends it back near midfield. Slow-moving ball. Chance for Springfield to steal. And now it's a one-on-one the other way. 4 on it. A push-off and a free kick awarded for Springfield. The Monarchs don't like it, Will, but that's the right call. You can't push off like that. This is soccer, not American football.
No, it's put 2 hands to the back. That is a no-can-do for Springfield. Right call there.
The precedent has been set. They'll let a couple of little things go, but any kind of push-off with 2 hands, they're going to call a foul every time tonight.
Yeah, and as you and I were saying earlier, I mean, it is all about the officials setting the precedent. And I think they've done a good job. I've agreed with most of the calls so far. I think they've been spot on in their judgment.
Right. As the level of soccer goes up, the level of refereeing goes up. Some of those calls that the players can get away with at the Midwest Premier League level, and there's good refs at the Midwest Premier League level, by the way. It's just better refs, right? Like Division I refs are good. NFL refs are even better.
Exactly.
As the level of play goes up, as the marketability of the league goes up, the refereeing goes up.
Mm-hmm. And this USL League 2 is still kind of in its infancy. I mean, you're looking at 2 teams here. Springfield, this is year 2 for them, and this is the inaugural season for St. Charles FC. So 2 squads that are ushering this new era of American soccer.
So are you a soccer fan or a football fan? What do you like to call it?
Well, I grew up calling it soccer. Obviously, the proper term that most of the world uses is football. So I can get down with saying football and American football. I'm not too snobby about it. I'll go with whatever the majority feels is right. I don't mind.
Yep, in Europe they call it football, and it makes sense. Of all the games that use your feet, soccer is the biggest one that does. No foul called. Springfield will keep it.
A lot of contact there, but I think ultimately the right decision not to blow the whistle.
Yeah, I mean, they've set the precedent of what they're going to call, not going to call. I mean, I'm looking at the play again. It's good throw-in. Over to 16. Yeah, he's going at the ball is Zane Brown. That's not a foul. But that's the thing the ref has to decide. You went at the ball, but did you get all leg and no ball? Did you get ball first, and then as you slide tackled, you eventually touch the leg? If you got ball and you went at the ball, it's clean. But it also depends where you are on the pitch. If you're coming from behind and you're slide tackling from behind, the chances of you hitting the ball before the legs are slim to none. So they're going to call foul every time. When you're in front of the player, chances are it's more of a legal slide tackle. And then coming from the side, it's, I'd say a 70-30, 70% chance they're going to call a free kick, 30% chance it could be a clean slide tackle.
And now another free kick here for St. Charles. I wonder if the thought here will be send it straight on net. Are you going to run a play here, run a little action, and get some bodies moving towards the net first?
Remember, the net is 10 yards back of the goal line, so this ball's near the 30 yards away from the goal line. Who touched it last? I thought I saw Springfield.
I think that's what the officials say. They're awarding the corner now. Yep.
That's why you'll see some teams neither team will go after it, so they really have to make the ref decide. There are some refs that don't like, not every ref is like this, but there are some refs that don't like when you speed over to get the ball to make the ref decide, oh, actually, it was St. Charles. I mean, they're getting the ball. It must be their goal kick. Sometimes refs like for you to take a breather and let the ref decide who touched it last. Out in front, header try up in the air. Volley attempt. Man, that's going to hurt in the morning, partner, but that's why they wear shin guards.
Indeed, a good block. And again, not much of a chance. A good cross on the corner, but too many bodies in the way for Springfield.
Here we go. The Monarchs have numbers. It's a 3-on-4 now for Springfield if they hurry. Longden gets past the D inside the 5-yard line. Interesting decision there, Will. I'll let you call it. It's a tough angle, easy save for the goalkeeper. They do get the corner kick because the goalkeeper wasn't able to keep it, but at the same time, he didn't pass it on net for a better shot attempt.
I think at that point you're moving so fast and the angle closes so quickly with the netminder that you kind of have to make a snap decision there, and the decision was to simply take the shot. Now, could you have set it up, maybe a little lob pass for a cross? Sure, but I think at that point you are better off taking the shot there, and you get the corner out of it. So I don't know if the corner weighed into the calculus at all, but pays off, and we'll see what happens on the set piece.
Look at that catch, partner. That was impressive.
Really impressive. Hard, off balance, and you've got a man in your face. For St. Charles, the netminder doing a good job sticking with it and keeping this a 1-0 game. I don't think I could do that. I'll just put that out there for the record. That was an impressive read of the ball the whole way.
Lead pass. And that was close to offside anyways, but Bellasso will play it. And, the ref will play advantage anyways, so goalkeeper was there to the ball. No need to call advantage. It would have been a goal kick awarded regardless. And Velasquez will have to kick it within the next 15 seconds to avoid the delay game, and he does. Nice kick, partner, right on target. St. Brown did not retrieve the pass well, though, and now St. Charles steals. Trying to set it up to the 20-yard line. Springfield read it, deflected out by 23, and now the Monarchs have it. This will be a throw-in for Springfield. Maybe we're the lucky charm for the Monarchs, partner.
So far, so good. They're looking sharp right now. It's been...
I mean, they've looked good. Whenever I've been at the games, the Chicago City game, I was doing the broadcast for Chicago City SC. And Springfield looked impressive on those corner kicks, tied it up at 2-2. Lost a heartbreaker 4-2. Then I come back for the home opener against, who did they play in that one? The Chicago Dutch Lions. They won that one 1-0, and now here they are up 1-0. So 3 solid matches thus far for Springfield. Trying to set it up in front. Going to take their time now. Milovanov. Well, he tried to set up the call, partner, but Milovanov fell on his own accord. Over to the 10-yard line.
That one a pretty easy call for the official to just let it go. Yeah. And so you'll often talk about the calls that are easy for the officials to make, but there are plenty of calls too where they're easy not to make as well.
Right. I don't know. Should we issue technical fouls and yellow cards depending on the sport for flops? I don't know. It's part of the game. And there's rules in the game that we don't always love. I'm sure there's baseball fans that don't love the drop third strike rule, but we have it. And it's been so institutionalized that we keep it. Flopping is part of the game. Could we issue a yellow card in soccer? Could we issue a technical foul in basketball? I guess. I don't know. I kind of like it. And the refs are so good at the professional level and even at the USL2 level. They're not going to fall for it 99% of the time.
No, I think if it gets to a point where it's egregious and almost a delay to the game, a detriment to the match being played, maybe then you have to take matters into your own hands and
right. But you keep
card. But for the most part, I think, like you said, it's really not as much of an issue as one might think it is.
The debate is the difference between gamesmanship and sportsmanship.
Right.
It's part of the rules, right? But should you do it? Is it sportsmanlike to flop? Well, it's part of the game, but at the same time, it's like one of those unwritten rules to not flop. But will we ever make it a yellow card or a red card? No, we won't. But, it'd be interesting.
I feel this. In basketball, you can kind of understand why they might do technical, because you can be assessed multiple technicals, and you can pick up 6 fouls in an NBA game.
Header by Springfield. Text line's open, 330-957-7653, as that's a high shot over the crossbar. Your favorite FIFA World Cup, MLS, and college soccer memory. All FCC regulations do apply. You can also text. Well, go on the YouTube live chat and chat away your favorite soccer memory. High arching kick. Good hang time on it. Woo-hoo-hoo. Nice header that time by 6 Will. How hard is it to do a header when you're off balance like that?
Well, it's incredibly hard because you have to trust yourself, basically. You have to know that you're going to land on 1 or 2 feet or even land on your backside. You're going to have to give up your body and really have no confidence that you'll land up and not make contact with somebody. It's terrifying. A little bit like a high wire act, really. And make sure that you make contact with the ball, obviously, which is
right.
Perhaps the most important part of the whole act.
In the corner, out in front. And he fell down. Chance for St. Charles out in front. The nearest striker was double teamed, now out to 12 on his foot. And Springfield almost stole it, partner. Aggressive play by St. Charles. It almost led to a 2-on-1 for the Monarchs.
Well, it was a bad pass that set up that chance for St. Charles in the box, but then a whiff. And what probably should have been a cross, sending it back to the right of the net, maybe set up a scoring opportunity.
And it was aggressive play. Okay. It is a foul. But like I said, if you call that there, you're going to have to keep calling those throughout the match. And for a team like Peoria, free kicks waste clock. But if you call it now, the theory is you have to be consistent with that call throughout the match. And for Peoria, they prefer those calls not be made because it's going to waste time and allow Springfield to play a little monkey in the middle with it.
Yeah, and that's the thing that as we come in on the final 2.5 minutes of this first half, I mean, if you're Springfield, you want to kill clock until halftime. And even once you get in the second half, you can kind of nurture the 1-0 lead.
Yep, that's a foul. That was so blatant that time Springfield didn't even argue it.
That was a pretty aggressive foul. You could hear the yell from St. Charles, man. Good sportsmanship, though, was the two.
Yeah, it's not a yellow card. He's going for the ball.
No, a hard foul, but yeah, no yellow there. I don't think we've seen anything yet that really warrants a card.
No. We might see it later in the match as St. Charles gets more frustrated. But for now, I haven't seen anything that would be warranting of a card. See what St. Charles FC can do on this free kick. Out in front, one hopping kick, up in the air, header towards the net. Another header by Springfield. Volley kick wide. Well, Velasquez has the clean sheet right now, partner, but it's been a complete team effort on defense by the Monarchs.
It really has. Very few miscues there. I felt they were a little untidy with the ball as they tried to clear it, but by and large, it has been impressive. Not wasting a lot of time, getting the ball up the pitch and out of harm's way. And Velasquez has had a couple top-tier saves as well. But really, good, strong defensive effort so far from Springfield.
1-0 game. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast as much as we are. If you missed any of it, just hit that rewind button. We're also pre-recording in both 720 and 1080p HD. Past the foot, here comes St. Charles FC with a full head of steam. Out to the right to 3. inside the 5-yard line. Set up in front, past the foot. Chance for St. Charles. Can't get it on net. Blocked. Another try. Looking for the penalty kick. That was close. Well, I'm going to look at that on replay in a couple of seconds here. Could have gone either way, but it looked like he was going for the ball instead of the legs.
Yeah, I'd say what a mad scramble in front of the net. But I agree with you. I think that was all an attempt on the ball. And now that, not so much. Definitely a penalty, and that's our first yellow of the game.
So it's a blocked shot. So when you look at it on replay, the ball was there, and actually Springfield, 17's Longden, got to the ball and kicked it away. And as he kicked it away, the striker for St. Charles fell down. But Longden kicked it away with the ball. So he's going at the ball. He kicks it with the ball. The St. Charles player clearly fell, but it's not a penalty kick because Longden got to the ball first and kicked it away.
Definitely. Now it's Longden in some distress.
Yeah, it's a hotter day, cramping, more susceptible to happening. Some hamstring problems can happen on a night like this, especially if you don't hydrate well. But just stretching it out, looks like a little cramp, and see if he can finish off this half. At SBS, we do the 3 stars of the match. So if we had to do the 3 stars for the half, I'll let you do your picks in a minute, Will. But my picks would be number 1, you got to give it to Velasquez. He's got the clean sheet. Number 2, obviously Hutchins with the goal. And then Longden, he's not at 100% right now, but he's giving them A-plus effort.
Yeah, I think I would. I tend to agree with you on that. Those have been the 3 stars. And again, first star, without question, Velasquez has been sublime in net so far. And obviously, you got to give it to the goal scorer as well. And Ronan Hutchins, kind of expected to be the centerpiece for this team, and doing it with the big go-ahead goal so far.
Left-footed kick coming up at the 24-yard line. It'll be 2 minutes of extra time, as we're right now at 46:30. Header off the body, sent over near the touchline. Ooh, great move by 15. Dekes out the opponent. Trying to set it up to 3, and then kick back over to Velasquez. And then goes out of bounds. We haven't said his name a lot tonight, Will, but Yusuf Al-Shabasi has been very good for Springfield as well. That's just a swing and a miss on the pass. And a 1-on-2 the other way. And kind of a no man's land was the goalkeeper partner. He could have picked that ball up, but he kind of panicked and just kicked it out of bounds just to be safe.
Yeah, a little surprised there.
Yeah, he was so deep out of his own territory.
Yeah.
You're already that far up. Might as well just take the ball and catch it. But
It's almost kind of unfamiliar territory for a netminder at that point. Like when you're so far away from the net, you kind of have a temporary moment of like, what am I doing out here? What have I made a mistake? Yeah, and I think it can lead to panic from time to time.
Right, yeah. But for St. Charles FC, trailing 1-0. And that will do it for Longden, as he's frustrated, but better be safe than sorry, Will, as they still got a lot more soccer left on in the season. They need him if they're going to make a run towards the postseason.
Absolutely. You don't want to push it right now. Better get treated going into the half here or into halftime, I should say, and take it easy. Like you said, it's really a humid night down here in Springfield. Sacred Heart Griffin. You got to expect we're going to see a lot more players needing breathers, especially in the second half. I think the pace both these teams have played at so far has been pretty extraordinary. Both teams really pushing it up and down the field. And it takes a toll on your body.
Sure does, especially a humid night like this. Soccer being such a very high intensive cardio sport. As it's a throw-in, kicked away. Brown was on it. El Shabasi will steal. Now over to the 30, 18 plays it. As you can hear the bench players from St. Charles say, we got to speed it up, speed it up. Speed up the tempo. 18 was near it. Stolen away by St. Charles. Looking to get it on net. Interesting decision there, Will, from Balasas. The ball was clearly going out, and Balasas decided to play it. If that somehow goes past his hands or deflects off his fingertips, that would have been a corner kick awarded for St. Charles.
Yeah, a risky play, but I think it was wise. Just pick it up. And probably because he knew time was expiring here in the first half, just let it go. Don't even give him the opportunity to score. Pick it up, clear it, and get to the locker room with the lead.
It was surprising because it was clear it was going to go right to the net, and you could have just let it go for the goal kick. But it's always easier to play armchair soccer than actual soccer.
Isn't that the truth?
There's a lot of great armchair soccer players, but not a lot of great regular soccer players. We're going to take a break. Second half coming up next. It's 1-0 Monarchs here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody. Game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. We getting sound? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
All right, at least we'll get it for the second. That's why I have backups, just for that reason.
Yeah, hey, all you can do, right?
Better give them some audio than nothing at all.
Yep. Well, I assume there's audio coming through, though, like on the...
Yeah, I mean, if I record it on Audacity, it would be fine, but because we're live, I got to run it through OBS Studio, and if OBS doesn't pick it up,
Okay.
it's a wash.
Gotcha.
That's why I got... But normally, I would just give you an XLR adapter. I'm going to order one when I get home. Hopefully, I can get it by... Because my next broadcast is June 10th. But I'll have all of my backup adapters that I can, I can plug an audio splitter into the camera.
Gotcha.
Because it was double booked today. I still think I made the right decision to not cancel that broadcast, but there are repercussions to it because I don't have all my equipment.
Right.
Test 1, test 2, test. Okay, so I gotta put this in. Can you hear me yet?
Not yet, no.
Where's... Okay.
Now I'm here. Yep. Beautiful. All right. I don't think we want the sound effect on. That was kind of funny. Oh, yep. I am this one.
Okay. Test 1. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Playing my song and lost that away.
Okay.
This was Jared Solinger's favorite song when he was in the
Really, Party in the USA. Boy, I forgot about the Jared Sullinger NBA era. That was, but he was with the Celtics for a few years. Like that one. Longer than Greg Oden.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, it started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks, but you don't have to worry about that anymore thanks to Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website, Sports Broadcast Solutions. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broad Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have to add your team, sponsor, and us game and interview.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broad needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us and become digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential scholarship and significantly less than these services, we got this. In addition, we highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. Other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the Sports Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and be part of the digital world.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Kyle Smith alongside my friend Will Trepshaw, as it's 1-0 in favor of Springfield Athletic Sporting Club. And partner, sometimes in the game of soccer, all you need is a penalty kick, and that's been the case for Springfield Athletic Sporting Club tonight.
Yeah, Ronan Hutchin converting the penalty kick pretty early in the first half, and that's been the difference so far. It's been some outstanding defense by the Monarchs, really shutting things down. Not a lot of goalmouth opportunities for the St. Charles side, who are looking for win number 3 on the year.
And Partner, what do you think it's going to take for Springfield to get that win tonight in terms of getting the ball forward and getting back on defense?
Well, I think they need to continue doing what they're doing, or what they did, I should say, in the first half, which is a lot of pressure on the back line. As soon as St. Charles has gotten anywhere near that 15-yard box, it's been a clamp down defensively. So I think that, but you don't want to necessarily take your foot off the gas pedal either. I wouldn't advocate for the prevent defense approach. I'd say put the pressure on, try and find another goal, double your lead.
Yeah, you would love to see for Springfield ASC to get that win tonight. But we'll see how it works for Springfield down the stretch. Only up by a goal tonight thus far. And now with it is Springfield. It's St. Charles, as St. Charles will play it to the 35-yard line. Now by St. Charles, left-footed kick over to the touchline. And it's going to be St. Charles with the throw-in. Now over to the 10-yard line. Here comes St. Charles on the attack, as it will stay with St. Charles on the touchline. Now over to the 30-yard line. And played over to St. Charles on the 29. Yeah, it's on the main channel. Over to the end line and played by Balasas. By the way, guys, if you're watching and you have fans that wanted to watch and they're wondering where it is, it's on the main channel tonight, not the backup channel. We were double booked, but that switched, so now we're back over to the main channel, as it's on the main channel, not the SBS live stream channel. Over to the 35, headed over to the goalkeeper for for St. Charles, as it's played over to the 5-yard line. And it'll be an overhead pass played over to the 15. Early on in the match, partner, it was pretty even, although Springfield has pretty much dominated time of possession and time of attack. Just one mistake by St. Charles. If they hadn't made that mistake, well, it would be a 0-0 draw right now.
Untimely tackle in the penalty box. Shot and score. That really has been the difference. Certainly a few more fouls called St. Charles in that first half than there were on Springfield. In fact, St. Charles picked up the only yellow card of the match so far.
And we got a free kick, and it's going to be awarded that time to St. Charles FC. And St. Charles number 15 will play it out to the 40-yard line. Now played back over to the 38. Past midfield, little tap-and-go move. And then sent over to midfield, stolen away by St. Charles. Over at the 40, right-footed kick past the 20-yard line. Now over to the touch line. On the left foot, setting it up in front, off the body, at the 5-yard line. And then Velasquez will trap it, and he'll smother it up, partner, as he's working on the 1-0 clean sheet.
One of the easier saves for Velasquez to do. So good so far. In that rock behind that defensive line.
Over to the touchline, as it's now played by Springfield Athletic Sporting Club. St. Charles was the last one to touch it, and it'll be Springfield's ball on the free kick. 1-0 lead. Ronan Hutchins had the penalty kick to give Springfield the 1-0 lead. That's where we stand right now. Off the free kick, up in the air, over to the 45, off the foot, as St. Charles will steal, now at the 40. And briefly touched by 21. Stop and start move. He plays it over to the 30-yard line. And now it'll be played to the 35. Over to 6. And he plays it over to the 25-yard line. Now played over to midfield. St. Charles still with the ball and still has not scored tonight. Malovanov on it, as is 6. And now over to the far touchline. Malovanov, the closest defender on the play. Now over to the 40-yard line, played by St. Charles, still trailing by 1. And then they're going to send it over to 13 at the 15-yard line, right in stride. Chance for St. Charles, and a good save by Velasquez. Corner kick coming up, though, Will, and another chance coming up off the set piece for St. Charles FC.
And this is kind of what you would be worried about to start the second half for Springfield ASC. Is giving up a lot of chances and a lot of pressure early on in the half. We're just about 5 minutes in. Now in the 49th minute, excuse me, in the 50th minute. Some good looks so far, and nothing has come of it yet for St. Charles. But they keep this pressure up, and sooner or later, Springfield's going to crack.
Yeah, I mean, Springfield's going to have to get it out quicker and try to avoid giving up corner kicks. Velasquez with a good save, but he did allow the corner as the rebound control was good, but not able to handle the shot as some of the shots are harder to save than others. But for Springfield Athletic Sporting Club, this has been kind of the secret sauce, the secret to success for them. Win 1-0 wins. They did it against Chicago Dutch Lions. They're up 1-0 today. I don't know a lot of coaches that love winning 1-0 soccer the entire season, but that's been the secret sauce for this team thus far this year. And they can score goals. They lost 4-2 to FC Wichita. They were awarded a penalty kick in that match as well. Ronan Hutchins with the goal. So they're good on special teams. For Springfield, you'd like to see a little bit more creativity on 11-on-11 soccer, but they're very good on special teams, especially good on the corner kicks. But they got to be better. Regulation soccer, 11-on-11, and we'll see what they do in the second half.
And I mean, you certainly can build a team that is built on defense first and building out of the back end. But it can be hard to do. You are going to play a lot of 1-0, 1-1, 2-1 type games. Games where there's just not a lot going on. Not a lot of offense. But if that's part of the plan, if that's by design, if you know, well, this gives us the best chance to succeed, you got to stick with it.
Absolutely, partner. And, we will see what happens tonight for Springfield Athletic Sporting Club if they can get that 1-0 victory. And they're playing a little defensive-minded soccer. Like I said, it really should be a 0-0 draw. The penalty kick, the slide tackle, that really wasn't necessary. Ronan Hutchins got it done. He's great on those penalty kicks. As here's a chance for St. Charles. Tried to shake the defender out of his boots, but a little bit too much on that pass, and it'll be a goal kick coming up for the goalkeeper in Velasquez.
Another good corner kick going a moment ago to set up that offensive opportunity for St. Charles. They've had a couple corners now this half. Again, they're really turning up the pressure. You see, they got 2 men forward, 3 men forward, really. Hawking the ball, they're all over it. Collision, he's running Hutchins. In some distress, but he's all right. Walks it off. But again, you're starting to see St. Charles press up the field a little bit, not just their attacking ends, the midfielders too, adding in that pressure. And that's going to be what they need to do if they want to draw even in this one and even take the lead.
As we will see a throw-in awarded for St. Charles FC. As we look at the standings, those are brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions, a sports broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. USL2, partner, was a tough loss to Chicago City. If they had maintained that 2-2 draw or even won 3-2, that's a huge 3-point difference. You could almost call it a 6-point difference. You almost had the 3. Then it goes to a tie, then it goes to 0. I mean, it's crushing, right? You were down 2-0, you tied it up at 2, then you gave up 2 late goals on the road to your rival in the Chicago City team.
Yeah, it is such a big swing because you can look at the standings right now. The St. Charles team, they're 6 points. So you figure if you even draw last game against Chicago City FC, a win tonight catapults you in front of St. Charles. Instead, all you can do with a win best is tie them for 3rd in the division. So it's not horrible, not a bad place to be. Just
right, it could have been better. Right. Yeah.
You always look at those missed opportunities. You always kind of, especially if you miss out at the end of the year on the postseason by just a point or 2, look back at those opportunities. Man, I wish we had that early season win. That's when they loom the largest.
For For Springfield Athletic Sporting Club, they average 1.5 per match, goal differential of just -1. Same thing for St. Charles FC. According to the standings, now each team has played different amount of matches, so it's hard to read who the best team is, but you have Springfield Athletic Sporting Club with the 3 points. They had the win over Chicago Dutch Lions. They lost twice. That was a loss over to FC Wichita and Chicago City SC. So for Springfield, you got 3 points. You played 3 matches, and you win tonight, so you're back to 2-2. You're back to 500. And for Springfield, they're a little bit better on this pitch than they are away from this pitch. What do you think that is? Just unfamiliarity with other pitches versus your home one?
Well, I think that's always the case. You know, when you're closer to home, closer where you've been able to practice and whatnot, you have that. Penalty kick. I saw card awarded as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching it on replay. I mean, it's a key call as you look at it. So the ball went over to the 10-yard line inside the 5, saved by Velasquez. He does fall down on the play. It's a kick from behind. This is a key call, partner, because it's basically a free goal. I'd be shocked if Velasquez makes the save here. So for St. Charles FC, you can squeeze by with the tie if you score on this penalty kick. And for Velasquez, you try your best to make the save. If you can't make the save, then it's a 1-1 draw. And for Springfield, you looked like you had a chance for 3 points, and now you're going to be trying to hang on for the 1 point. It'll be number 15 taking it for St. Charles FC with Velasquez between the pipes. A chance to tie it up for St. Charles. Taking his time, eyeing the goalkeeper. Where is he going to go? Is he going to go right or is he going to go left? Well, Velasquez read it well, Will, but just not enough. It's just too fast of a ball. It's pretty much a goal every time awarded for the offensive player.
It's such a tough game to guard. And Lucas Birdie converting the goal to even at 1. All here. Another way through the second half. And, yeah, I mean, that's, again, what we saw in the penalty in the first half, going low left. That time, banking it off the post was Birdie. Not a lot of you can do is ultimately. Just right. Just wasn't quick enough to.
Yeah, he sure wasn't. And for Springfield ASC, now it's time to play a different soccer match. We had the opportunity to get the 1-0 win. That's no longer the case. And now we have to find a way to either win 2-1 or get the 1-1 draw. But you'd hate to settle for the draw after you played such a great first half. And now both teams have made mistakes. It's now an even 1-1 game. And for both teams, a win matters so much for either team. And we'll just see how the intensity comes with the midfielders and the forwards for each team as we get closer to the 70th and 75th minute.
Yeah, you want to get every point possible. And that's it for Springfield. You just played so well in that first half. You don't want to take your foot off the gas pedal here, but you got to find a way to neutralize this attack.
Springfield on it now, near midfield at the 45-yard line. Tap pass, 11 was there, and he leads it past the foot that time of 14. Milovanov had it briefly. Milovanov gets it, and he feeds it over that time to Hutchins. Here comes Springfield. Hutchins with it, past the 35. As he leads it over that time, he tried to find 18, but not able to get it on net. Now back to the 30-yard line. Milovanov, header, 6 on it on his foot. He'll feed it over to the 30. Trying to get it from behind, but couldn't, and St. Charles sends it over to the touchline. Here comes St. Charles, the young men from the suburb of St. Louis. Past the 40, lead pass to the 20-yard line. And then no choice but to just kick it out of bounds. Kind of a no man's land partner. He's about to fall down, so better to just kick that out of bounds than allow it to be stolen.
Strategically, they stop the fast break, just get it out of play. They can do throw it instead.
Over to the 40-yard line, and now to the 30 at the 25. Left-footed kick, and it's kicked away that time by 19. And it'll be a 1-1 tie still with a throw-in coming up for St. Charles FC. Over that time to 21. Now played over to 4. 4 to the boundary. It's played that time by Lee. Now he tries to find Hassan. And now at the sideline, over the head. It's in the net! Oh my goodness, what a crazy goal from an impossible angle. And somehow, some way, St. Charles FC scores to make it 2-1.
That is crushing. What an unbelievable strike. Bent that one in almost from the corner, and I don't care who you have in net. That's almost impossible to say. What a shot.
Makes it 2-1, and that's where we stand right now. So St. Charles, an impossible angle shot as they lead 2-1, and just like that, Springfield, who thought they were going to get the 1-0 win, Velasquez, one he probably wants to have back. In fact, definitely wants to have back. An impossible angle shot somehow into the back of the net, and it's a 2-1 lead for the young men from St. Charles, Missouri.
That's one of the best goals you're going to see all year. That was remarkable. Tough angle way downtown.
Right, yeah, it was an incredible shot, and it's in the back of the net, and a 2-1 lead for St. Charles FC.
I mean, if you're Springfield right now, if you're the Monarchs, you got to be feeling kind of demoralized. You give up the penalty, that evens the score, then all of a sudden a tough angle goal out of nowhere finds the back of the net. I mean, my goodness. You're scratching your head. Your head is spinning like a top. Because what do you do now? You're in control, and in the blink of an eye, in the span of about 4 minutes, you have fallen behind in this match. And now the clock's working against you.
Yeah, it sure is. And for Springfield ASC, I don't know. They look a little shell-shocked right now, Will. We'll see what kind of adjustments they make. Down by 1, they led for most of the first half. A penalty kick by Ronan Hutchins, and then St. Charles says, whatever you can do, we can do better. They get the PK to tie it up at 1, and then an impossible goal. I still can't believe that was scored. I was expecting Velasquez to make the save, and then somehow, some way, it goes in the back of that. Free kick awarded, yellow card against Milovanov, pleading his case. It's blown dead by the referee, and it's going from bad to worse right now for Springfield ASC.
Monarch faithful not terribly happy with the call. And as you predicted, it's starting to get a little chippy as we enter the later stages of this game. Especially now, Springfield, they're going to have to be the aggressors. They really were able to fight off the chippiness in the first half. Now they're kind of on the back heel. They're going to have to be assertive to get back into this match.
Throw-in coming up for Springfield here at beautiful Sacred Heart Griffin, but it is a 2-1 lead. I still can't believe that was scored just for the last time. My goodness. And that's going to be a free kick awarded for Springfield.
To me, obviously, but almost felt like potentially a cross chance because that was so far out for a shot. It almost feels like chance that it finds the back of the net.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was trying to shoot it on net. It was just a crosser. And it was so far away from us. We expected a crosser. We expected Velasquez, who's been great. We've had him in the post-game show before. And look, there's no such thing as perfect. That's why these guys are playing USL2. That's why, people make mistakes at MLS. People make mistakes at USL2. Every goalie's going to make a mistake. But that was also so crazy spin action on the ball, and just one of those that, it might be a Sports Center top 10 nominee. That was fantastic. Out in front off the crosser, and it's a header that just goes a little bit too high, but at least the field goal was good.
If we were doing American football, it's 3 points on the board. And it's really an excellent cross. Put it in the right spot, but off balance on the shot attempt, maybe off the top of the head. Not going to end up in the back of the net.
Nope, absolutely not. And for Springfield ASC, just one of those games, partner, that they're trying to win. They're trying their best, but they had it, and then at the last second, it's gone the way of St. Charles FC. And for these home fans, they just look stunned right now, as do the players. And for Springfield, how do you play through this? A stunning goal, a stunning penalty kick that was awarded for St. Charles, and you're in a spot now where you were up 1-0, and then 10 minutes later you're down 2-1, and it looked like you had 3 points in the bag. Now you're going to get 0 points unless you score late in the match.
You just got to muscle what you can. Now you're playing the man short two on the penalty. It was a red card award. So not only do you find yourself trailing, you're doing it without an extra man. So you have to do what you can just to keep the ball out of the net even more. But no, what you can do at the moment, what you have to do first and foremost is just keep the ball out of the attacking third for St. Charles as best you can, and see if maybe you can mount a rush coming the other way. Really, to me, you got to go defense first right now. Don't let the deficit get any greater if you even want a chance to come back at this.
At the 50-yard line, it's now played by St. Charles FC. At the 30, it's stolen away by Springfield. Left-footed kick. It was partially blocked. Now here comes St. Charles, already up by a goal. A fantastic one. We will definitely send it over to Sports Center. My goodness. Oof, that was impressive. That was the definition of impressive. You don't see that many times in a soccer match. You'll see the bicycle kicks, which are rare too. But near the corner, into the back of the net, and he went top shelf with it. Whew. That's a young man that might be playing USL 1 next year.
Yeah, that was just a remarkable finish for this one. The broadcast at the moment it happened, I think it caught everyone off guard.
Shot, and it goes a little bit high, but it's still in play. Here comes 8, as 8 will send it to the 15-yard line. Now at the touch line, falling to the turf. And it's stolen away by Springfield. Now past the 30 at the 35. Tap kick over to the 45-yard line. Played now by Springfield on the right foot. Now off the foot. No look pass to the 10-yard line. Played by 9. Stutter step move out in front. Chance and taken away by Springfield ASC. But the Monarchs can't clear it downfield, partner, and a throw in coming up for St. Charles.
That was a brilliant slide tackle to knock the ball out of play. Sets up the corner kick, yes. But saved what was for sure a goal. If it's not good enough.
He would have liked to see if he could possibly get it down the field, but the last-ditch effort, at least he got out of bounds. Taken away by Springfield ASC as Milovanov had it. Now off the body. Played at the 30. Right-footed kick. 10 to target was 10 in Hutchins. And now here comes St. Charles FC. This is a battle really for the upper tier of the Heartland Conference. It's going to be tough to surpass Chicago City and Des Moines. Chicago is still undefeated as they surprisingly upset Des Moines at home 3-1.
So it's 4-0 now?
Right, yeah. And Des Moines, that was only their second regular season loss in 2 years. Can't believe they didn't call a free kick there. Break for Springfield, stolen away, and then Springfield got it back. Now at the 25-yard line, they lose meters, but they gain possession. And now over to Velasquez. Velasquez taking his time, almost stolen. Got to be careful with that if you're Velasquez. At the 5-yard line, right on target. They're still not gaining a lot of yards. Stolen away by St. Charles, almost fell to the turf. Maintains body control. And it's sent over to the 20-yard line. Intended target that time was Brown. Last touch by St. Charles. Throw in coming up. And running out of time, though, partner. And they're losing yards on the play now.
Yeah, and for Springfield, the sloppy couple of passes in that possession. You got to wonder if there's not exhaustion in it. Again, playing a man short, that really takes a toll on the 9 and the 10 that you had hung on the pitch. And beyond that, I mean, when you're playing from behind, you have to exert so much more energy. Now, like, you might start making bad decisions, a little lackadaisical with your guys. You can't afford that. It's really kind of the perfect storm. We'll see if they can weather it right now.
You love the 3 points if you're St. Charles, but, well, if you're Springfield, you'll take the 1 as forward pass. St. Charles would still take the 1 as well, but the way they played in the second half, and that's soccer for you, it's 90-plus minutes, so you get 2 to 3 minutes, maybe 5 of extra time. So at most, it would be a 100-minute match if you got 5 minutes of extra time each half. And the first 50 minutes, it was all Springfield, and so far, the first 30, as that shot's a little bit high, has been all St. Charles, and the problem is St. Charles has been even better than Springfield was in the first half, and even though Springfield was so good in the first half, it doesn't matter. You got to play a whole 100 minutes of soccer.
And if my math is correct, that was the first shot this half.
Yeah.
For Springfield, and it's still about 10 feet over the net.
Yeah, I mean that's what makes goalkeeping so important, and that's what makes having incredible forwards that can score from impossible angles. I mean, it looked like this was going to be a 1-1 draw, and then just an incredible shot, and that's where we stand right now. We're going to take a commercial break. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game. So I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlights, even more. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcasting is broadcasting for everyone. We offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
No hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Recruiting videos and much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast
Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone is 309-77653, or you can go to sportsbroadcastsolution.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child desk things, but you don't worry about that anymore. Thanks Sports Broad Solutions. SBS is a live broadcast as well as covering your on-demand needs, videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting...
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone.
We lost it again. Okay, back to the action at Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast thus far, as it's 2-1 in favor of St. Charles FC. It's a 2-1 lead right now for St. Charles, and over to the 20-yard line, played by stolen away by Springfield. Over to the 35-yard line on the right foot. Now near the 50. Left-footed kick. Now played to the sideline. Over to 12. 12 will play it at the 25-yard line. Lead pass stolen away by St. Charles at the 15-yard line. Played it over to the 30-yard line. And now over to the 40. It's a beautiful night for soccer. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast as much as we are. By the way, the chat is open, so feel free to go on the chat and tell us about what's going on with the broadcast. If there's something wrong with audio, we'll make sure to get it fixed. We have backup mics as well, as we've set up Will Trubshaw with one of those mics, and Will's on videography and color commentary duties for us tonight. Now at the 45-yard line, played on the left foot near the touchline. 2-1 lead, partner. What a goal that was. And really, for Springfield ASC, an incredible goal. So you just, you clap and you tip your cap to the goal that was scored. But you can't allow the penalty kick, because if you hadn't allowed the penalty kick, it'd be a 1-1 tie. You allow the penalty kick, now you're in a hole, and you could lose 2-1 when it should have been a win or at least a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, certainly hurt their case. But right now, the focus for Springfield has got to be getting the equalizer. Time is wasting now. Under 13 minutes left in this match. The clock is dwindling not on their side. And if you're St. Charles, I mean, really, you can just play keep away right now. Sure, you'd love an insurance goal, make it 3-1. But for the most part, Springfield down a man. You just keep doing what you're doing. And put all the pressure on them to try and bring one up the field and score the equalizer.
Trying to set it up in front, and it's played that time to the 35-yard line, now to the 40, now past midfield. They play it to the goalkeeper as it's out to the 25-yard line, now to the 30, at the 30-yard line, now to the 45, to the 50, right-footed kick, trying to get it on target, but they can't get it on stride, but they keep possession, now to the 40-yard line. At the 78th minute, a 2-1 lead right now for Springfield ASC. Over to the number 21. As they play a little keep away. Springfield is not deciding to pressure yet. Lead pass as he's trying to find 22.
Springfield not really pressing, but at this point you can't really afford to press either. thing. It's kind of a catch-22. You need to press because you're down a goal and dwindling minutes of this match. Down a man, can't really afford to press because if you give up a odd man opportunity the other way, very good chance it ends up in the back of the net, and you find yourself down 3-1.
It'll be a free kick, and it's awarded right now to Springfield ASC. Out to the 25-yard line on the left foot, and he sends it over to the other 25-yard line. On the foot, now to the 35. And now played over to the goalkeeper in Velasquez. As it's kicked over to the touch line, off the head, and headed out that time by St. Charles. As it's an overhead pass over to the 35-yard line, off the foot, off the touch line, now at the 30. Yeah, there's a lot going on there, and it's kicked away to the 25-yard line. Over to the 30 now. Played by 12. Trying to steal it is the opposing 12, but number 12 for Springfield able to get past. Now over to Malavanov, as Malavanov will play it near midfield at his left foot. Here comes El Shabasi. El Shabasi sending it over to the touch line at the 15-yard line. Fakes the kick. Oh, lack of communication. One person thought it was going to be a pass. The other person thought it was going to be a fake pass. And after all that, partner, St. Charles steals, and they have 5 minutes to just waste time here.
Yeah, that was really the first time Springfield has had anything close to the attacking third in this half. And a costly blunder. And you got to wonder how many more chances like that they'll have. They're going to have to ratchet up the pressure now.
Over to the sideline and stolen away by Springfield. Now at the 40-yard line on the right foot. Trying to steal it is St. Charles at the 40. Springfield. They're already 1 game under 500, trying to avoid going 2 games under. And it's going to be a free kick awarded for Springfield ASC. A lot of body action. And that's what happens in a soccer match, partner. The intensity picks up, a little bit of chippiness, and for either team, can't afford to be giving up free kicks, but especially for St. Charles FC, got to avoid giving up free kicks.
Yeah, especially now. And that's one thing that they've really adjusted in the second half is their taking of penalties. A lot fewer whistles against St. Charles.
Over to the 10-yard line at the 5, right-footed kick. It's into the back of the net. 11 scores. And St. Charles FC has most likely put this one away. A goal in the 82nd minute. And after all that, partner, 3 unanswered goals and most likely a loss for Springfield ASC.
No, and it's like I said earlier, you know, it's a tough spot for Springfield because you're down, so you have to start pressing. You've got to get pressure up the field if you even want a chance to equalize. However, when you do that, it leaves yourself vulnerable to an odd man rush the other way. It's exactly what happens. St. Charles has put it in the back of the net, and they have sealed this one up 3-1 in the dwindling moments of the second half. And that's just a crushing loss for how well that first half was played by Springfield, but you have to play a full 90 minutes. That's what it comes down to, is you can't play 45 and call it a day. You do need to finish the job, and St. Charles has just been a little too clinical in this second half for Springfield.
That was a goal. Apologize if I was accidentally muted on that. It's a 3-1 lead. And a free kick. Oh, no, they're not going to call it. It looked like a free kick and a penalty kick coming up for Springfield, but they don't call it. And that might have changed the game if the PK was awarded for Springfield. Going to look at that in a second, but that's tough. You know, anytime you feel body action, you fall to the turf and you hope for the PK, but they did not get it awarded that time. And it's just been all St. Charles in this half. They've made the adjustments. It's close. It looked like it was a penalty kick for Springfield. They don't call the penalty kick there, but it's been all St. Charles. And you got to give credit to St. Charles. They made the adjustments tonight, partner, and for Springfield, they're just going to have to accept that this just wasn't their half, and they're going to have to make the adjustments in practice to finish up matches. They were good in the first half, not so good in the second half.
Thing for a young team to learn is that finishing ability. Again, it's not a position they found themselves in much this year where they're leading late like that. So it takes a while to learn that. It is a skill, but it's something that you learn this, use this as a learning experience, and you continue to build, and then hopefully down the road, you're able to pull that out or pull games like this one out.
Lead for St. Charles. It's been all St. Charles in the second half. They've scored all 3 goals in this second half. 1-0 Springfield entering the second session. And St. Charles, they've scored in all 3 different ways. They score at the penalty kick. They score a ridiculous goal at the corner. And then they score on, a good rush in the offensive third to make it a 3-1 lead for St. Charles FC. And for Springfield, they played a good first half, but they got to find ways to play 90-plus minutes of great
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's the name of the game. Got a stoppage for an injury with the St. Charles man down.
We will take a quick break. You are watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast as much as I am, but it's been fun. Not so fun, though, if you're a fan of Springfield, as unless we see something absolutely crazy tonight, Will Trubshaw, it's going to be a 3-1 or 3-2 win for St. Charles FC.
Yeah, it would take quite a miracle here, down 2 with about 2.5 minutes to go, plus stoppage time for Springfield FC. And it was just a moment ago, Mikel Ravello for St. Charles, who went down. He was helped off the pitch, but he's all right. Looks getting tended to on the sidelines. But yeah, going to take something. Get the job done here. Got to be all out, trying to just put anything you can on net if you're Springfield FC or ASC right now.
At the end line and kicked away that time by St. Charles FC. And you got to give credit too to the goalkeeper for St. Charles. He didn't have to do a lot tonight, partner, but played a good game. And when Springfield was forced into tight angles, tough shots, he made the saves he needed to, and it's a 3-1 win or 3-2 win tonight for St. Charles.
Yeah, I'd say any night where you concede only 1 goal, that's good. But also, giving up just one goal on a penalty kick. I mean, really, again, he didn't have to work terribly hard, but made the saves he needed to save. And for the most part, this back line of St. Charles has been strong. We talked a lot in the first half about the Springfield FC back line. So here's a breakaway. Oh,
Yeah, he was definitely offside.
A little bit offside.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a hair.
Hassan tried his best.
But
Al-Sadiq Hassan was offside, but yeah.
You got to tip your cap to St. Charles. Their defensive effort been really strong in this match. Really strong. And especially this second half. I mean, they turned the clamps on, and once they got that first goal, they kind of smelled blood in the water, and it's been a whole different story from there. Really a tale of two halves to the max in this match.
You don't have to play 45 minutes of great soccer in the first half, but if you can play 45 minutes of spectacular soccer in the second half and hope your opponent doesn't play very good soccer, that's been the case tonight. Is Springfield did not make the adjustments. An incredible goal. Sometimes in soccer, the best man on the pitch can single-handedly take his team to victory, and that's kind of what happened tonight. Just an incredible goal. And then very good offense in the offensive third, set up in front, chance for St. Charles, and not able to get it home. And a couple of things could have gone Springfield's way. Should there have been a penalty kick? Yeah, probably. That still would have only made it a 3-2 deficit. And now that we're in pre-professional soccer, players don't like to hear the terminologies, silver linings. You just want victories and ties. Oh, well, we played our toughest. When you were 10 years old in soccer, the juice box and the orange slices.
Yep.
Those days are over. It's just about victories and ties. A loss is a loss regardless of how well you played. And the PK that was awarded to Springfield ASC, that was Longden, by the way. No call. And Springfield knows that. They weren't even arguing it. They're like, yeah, that's just incidental contact. As it's past the 30. If you're wondering, for St. Charles FC, the goalkeeper is Mitchell Budler. That's not Butler, it's Budler with a D. And good defensive effort tonight, besides the PK. That the defense, kicked the player and Longden in the box. But other than that, they played great defensively. And for Springfield ASC, you're still alive for the postseason, but at this point, assuming they lose tonight, you'd almost have to win out to even have a slight chance at making the playoffs. As there was a chance, just off the mark.
Almost. Would have been big if you can score on that corner, draw within one. Yeah, again, a tall mountain to climb, but one goal can make a big difference. So, clock showing about 4.5 minutes to go now of added time.
It's a lot of time, partner. We're in the 93rd minute.
It's, not impossible, but I mean, really, really, really difficult.
You rarely
Gotta
see
score quick.
You rarely see 100 minutes of soccer, but we're going to get close to it tonight.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stoppage time in the first half as well.
And for Springfield, it almost, as that's a left-footed shot way off the target. For Springfield, it almost feels like 110 minutes of soccer. It's so humid out. This is our season. So you're getting 110 to 120% effort out there because this is their season. You're going to put it all out there and see if you can get the win. And for Springfield, okay defensively in the second half. I think they were very good in the first half. And you got to give credit to St. Charles. They were the better team in the second half, which proved out to be the better team overall in the match. And we appreciate everybody on the chat. I don't speak Spanish, though, so I've been having to copy and paste all the Spanish words into Google Translate. It's offside. And partner, that might be by design, just to waste time and force Springfield to set up free kicks. You know, you're in a bad spot there. Try to get offside. Best case scenario, the official misses it, and you get a shot on that. Worst case scenario, it forces Springfield to speed up, and they have to go end-to-end anyways with the goal kick.
Yeah, at this point, if you're Velazquez, you got to just boot it downfield. Get as many men back there as possible.
He might have to move all the way up to the 40-yard line.
I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest to see that now. You really got to pull.
And if you're St. Charles, if you get into trouble, just kick it out of bounds and waste time.
Mm-hmm.
What a pass. Oh, my goodness, what a pass that was. I don't know about that one, partner, but I understand the reason for it. That's still in play. How about that?
Good hustle to chase that down.
Right.
By St. Charles. But yeah, that initial pass, a beautifully weighted ball along the right side.
Right in stride, and they gained a couple of 10 yards on it. Okay. It's all or nothing right now for Springfield. The problem is you got to score, and then you got to rush with the ball and kind of chuck it down to the midfield area.
Yeah, you got when the ball's returning, you got to get it and go. There's no.
Right. If you were to somehow score in the next 30 seconds, you have to chuck the ball back to midfield.
Yeah.
But the problem is it would be St. Charles' ball, and so you have to steal the ball again and score to make it 3-3. Quite honestly, I'm not going to say the game was over after it was 2-1, but it was just so soul-crushing. It looked like Velazquez was going to catch the ball, and then somehow it lands in the back of the net.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of, I'm trying to think of a crazy goal, but you think of just in hockey or soccer, when you think your goalie has it, and then they scored at an impossible angle, and you have to keep playing after that. There was a goal that Mario Lemieux scored in the Stanley Cup final against the Blackhawks, and he scored almost at the end line, and he somehow got it off the pad of Eddie the Eagle into the back of the net.
Yes, some of those goals that, when they come from those tough angles, those almost impossible angles, the goalie feels like they should have had it, and just kind of it gets them off their game. They start
right, and the whole team is like, "What just happened? How do we recover from this?" Well, Butler doesn't want to give up a goal here, Will. Worst case scenario, don't get injured. This is not the time to go all in on the ball. That was right to him. Maybe an unnecessary fall down, but you know what? Better be safe than sorry. You don't want to twist an ankle as you catch the ball and land on the turf.
Or worse, don't want to fumble that ball and lead to an easy goal for Springfield. Or an own goal if you roll it off your body.
So what grade would you give Springfield today? I'd go with a B-. I thought they were good, but I think they can be better.
I tend to go with B-, C+.
Yeah.
I think, again, I was really happy with their first half performance. I thought they played well both ends of the ball, and they had the 1-0 lead. But the second half was left a lot to desire, as we've talked about, the 3 goals. Just not they lost the form that had treated them so well in that first half, and it leads to this 3-1 defeat that is now official.
Yeah, it's like I said, you could almost sense it after it went past Velazquez. It just seemed like I'm not saying that Springfield quit, but you could just see oh man, it's just not our night tonight when they made it 2-1 and a 3-1 win for St. Charles tonight. And give all the credit to St. Charles. It's a long drive, not the longest, not FC Wichita's commute.
No,
but they drove down from Missouri and they got it done and a 3-1 win. Fantastic goal to make it 2-1. They finished the job with a 3-1 goal. And that does it for the broadcast. Post-game show coming up next. We'll probably get Longden if he's feeling up to it. If not, we'll get Hutchins or somebody else. But in the meantime, it's a 3-1 win for St. Charles. Post-game show coming up next on SBS, the broadcasting network for everyone.
Game 7 of the World Series between the Cleveland used to be called the Indians and the Florida Marlins. You know what? We're going to call them the Indians because the Marlins are now known as Miami Marlins. Anyway, the bases are loaded with 2 outs. It's the bottom of the 11th inning. Things aren't looking great for the Guardians/Indians, but it was bases loaded and 1 out. If Cleveland can just get an out, they can still win its first World Series since 1948. As for the Marlins, this is their first trip to the Fall Classic. In fact, the Fighting Fish just began 5 short years ago, and you guessed it, this is their first trip to the postseason. What a way to potentially get your franchise's first ever World Series win. Game 7 on a walk-off win in front of your home fans. Remember, with the bases full of Marlins, there are several ways that Florida can win the game besides a base hit, a wild pitch, a pass ball hit by a pitch, catcher's interference, a walk, or a balk can give the Marlins their first ever World Championship. All the pressure seems to be on Indians pitcher Charles Nagy, or is the weight of the world really on Edgar Renteria in the batter's box? To answer that question, let's rewind. As previously talked about, the Indians are looking to win their first World Championship since 1948. In fact, from 1955 until the strike-shortened 1994 season, the Indians were basically the doormat of the American League. Bill Veeck, former owner of the Indians, decided to become the first American League team to allow African Americans to play Major League Baseball. Jackie Robinson gets all the glory for breaking the color barrier, but Larry Doby was discriminated against just as bad, if not worse, as the legendary Brooklyn Dodgers first baseman and later shortstop. Veeck was so worried about Doby having a terrible experience and even Doby's safety that he didn't even allow Larry to play in Cleveland's minor league system. It wasn't much easier for Doby once he left the Negro Leagues to play in the majors. There wasn't a designated hitter at the time, and Cleveland felt secure at second base and shortstop with Lou Boudreau at short and Joe Gordon at second base. His teammates weren't thrilled about Doby taking their everyday position, and it got so bad for Doby that he had to borrow a first baseman's mitt from the opposing team since the Indians never told him he'd be playing first base and his teammates wouldn't give him a glove. His rookie season was a tough one, both on and off the field, as Doby batted just .156 in 1947. But in 1948, Doby was a key piece on the 1948 World Series ball club as he led the Indians with a .318 clip and became the first black player to hit a home run in the Fall Classic. Keep in mind that Doby had to play center field every day after not playing much of the outfield coming into the major leagues. Whether you believe in karma or not, the Indians won the 1948 World Series just a year after integrating the American League. Doby, fellow African-American teammate Satchel Paige, and the rest of the Indians became national celebrities, and they made appearances in the movie The Kid from Cleveland. Doby played in 7 consecutive All-Star games from 1949 to 1955, and he won the home run title twice. His combination home run and RBI title in 1954 helped the Indians win the American League pennant, but the New York Giants swept the 111-win Indians in 4 games. Ironically, the Giants entered the 1997 season without a World Series championship since sweeping Cleveland. Things started to get bad rather quickly for the Indians. Not only did they not win a pennant for 40 years, but Indians writer Terry Pluto explained the Indians' misfortunes due to a curse. Starting in 1959, the Indians never finished more than 11 games out of first place for the pennant. Not only did the Indians not win a division crown until 1995, but Terry Pluto jokingly came up with a reason for the Indians' pain: the curse of Rocky Colavito. When the Indians traded away fan favorite and consistent all-star slugger Rocky Colavito in 1960, Pluto joked in his book, The Curse of Rocky Colavito, that Rocky put a curse on the franchise since they traded him to Detroit while still in the prime of his career. Even when the Indians got Colavito back in the 1960s, it cost them Tommy John and Tommy Agee. John finished just shy of 300 wins once he left the Indians, and Agee was a key piece on the Miracle Mets of the 1969 World Series. after the Indians traded away Jim Mudcat Grant to the Twins. Grant won 78 more games, including 21 in 1965, to help the Twins win the American League pennant. After the team won a surprising 84 games in 1986, the team lost over 100 games in 1987, following the famous Sports Illustrated tagline of Indian Uprising, Indians are the best team in the American League. Joe Carter was originally a Cleveland Indian. You might remember Joe Carter's famous walk-off homer during Game 6 of the 1993 Fall Classic as a member of the Toronto Blue Jays. However, Bobby Bragan famously cursed the team of never winning another pennant after getting terminated from his managerial position in 1958. Bragan forever denied that he cursed the team. Whether the Indians are cursed or not, the team was basically a non-factor when it came to postseason baseball. But after Albert Bell, Jim Thome, Kenny Lofton, Roberto Alomar, and Stanley Alomar Jr. became part of the everyday lineup, the Indians were now in business. The 1994 season saw the Indians finish one game out of first place in the newly revamped American League Central. When baseball returned in 1995, the Indians won their first ever division title. The Indians incredibly won 100 games out of a strike short 144. Cleveland swept Boston and then overcame the upstart Mariners 4-2 to get back to the World Series. The Indians won the last 3 games against Seattle to advance to the Fall Classic. Everything seemed to go well for Cleveland. They didn't have to play the Yankees in the ALCS due to Edgar Martinez's famous double in extra innings, and they had a much better record than the Braves. But the big three of Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, John Smoltz was too much for Cleveland to handle during the Fall Classic. Maddux and Glavine won 3 out of the 4 games of the series, and Cleveland's unstoppable offense managed just 1 hit in Game 6. Even though the Indians had the better record, the series was in Atlanta due to the National League not getting home field in the 1994 World Series. At that time, the NL and the AL would switch seasons about having home field advantage for the Fall Classic. Cleveland hit just 179 as a team, with Carlos Berga making the last out in Games 1, 2, and 6. The Indians are now back in the World Series 2 years later and are looking to finally get over the hump. The problem is the Florida Marlins might be more talented than the Indians. Let me explain. This 97 Marlins team is stacked, and they have former Pirates manager Jim Leyland leading the club. Leyland knows all about Game 7s, as his Pirates lost multiple Game 7s in the most heartbreaking of ways, including the walk-off base hit by the Braves during Game 7 of the 92 NLCS. If anyone knows how to learn from previous blunders or bad breaks, it's Leyland. But do the Marlins actually need the breaks to go their way? Not really. Remember, this is a Marlins team led by Gary Sheffield, Kevin Brown, Bobby Bonilla, Moises Alou, and others. This team is absolutely stacked. Granted, the Marlins got their fair share of breaks during Game 5 of the 97 NLCS. After sweeping the Giants during the NLDS, Eric Gregg's strike zone in Game 5 of the NLCS was absolutely absurd. It was so bad that Baseball America listed his Game 5 strike zone on left-handed hitters as the 3rd worst in MLB history. Gregg's strike zone allowed the Marlins to win Game 5, and they didn't take their new momentum for granted by winning Game 6 in Atlanta. Just like that, a franchise which began in 1993 was 4 wins away from getting World Series championship rings. I actually left off some people on this roster. Luis Castillo and Craig Counsell were on this roster as well. Rob Nen was the seemingly unhittable closer, and Al Leiter was in the starting rotation as well. It doesn't get much better than this, a World Series Game 7 that went into extra innings. But how we got here is a Cinderella story in its own right. Looking for its first World Series title since the days of Bill Beck, Cleveland has had some problems when it comes to pitching. The Indians have scored at least 7 runs in 3 of their World Series games against Florida. How many wins did they get? Just 2. One of the reasons the Fish force a Game 7 is a back-and-forth 14-11 slugfest Game 3 against the American League champions. Florida scored 7 runs in the top of the 9th, and the Indians made things interesting by putting up a 4 spot in the bottom half of the frame. Ned was dreadful that night, but he still hung on after walking 2 batters and allowing 4 earned runs. Florida's offense has definitely not been the problem this series, as the Marlins won 7-4 in Game 1 and 8-7 in Game 5. The Indians rallied again in the bottom of the 9th inning during Game 5. Nen gave up a couple of base hits, but the Marlins hung on for the dub with the tying run at second. The winner of tonight's game gets the Commissioner's Trophy. The loser of Game 7 only gets a pennant flag on its home stadium. And when the Indians entered the diamond in the bottom of the 9th, it sure looked like they would be the champions. After holding the Marlins to a single run in Game 6, the Indians' pitching staff finally got back on track at the right time during most of Game 7. Jarrett Wright pitched 6 1/3 innings of great baseball, but his 5 walks pushed up his pitch count, forcing manager Mike Hargrove to go to the bullpen. The Marlins enter the bottom of the ninth with a 2-1 deficit. Hope was still there for the Marlins, though, especially since Indians closer Jose Mesa gave up a triple last night, 3 hits during Game 5, and 2 hits and a wild pitch during Game 3. He's been a little wild, to say the least. In a nutshell, Mesa was anything but a sure-thing closer going into Game 7. Brian Anderson looked fine in the bottom of the 8th inning. Granted, he only went up against one batter. Also, Mesa was a 2-time All-Star going into the 97 season and was the 1995 Rolaids Reliever of the Year. But, as what happened earlier in the series, Mesa could not get a 1-2-3 save. Moises Alou started the rally with a leadoff single. Bonilla struck out swinging, but catcher Charles Johnson put the game-tying run. Hargrove was issuing signals from the dugout to catcher Sandy Alomar Jr. Did Johnson know that a slider was coming because he was easily reading Hargrove's signals? With runners on the corners, a double play would in theory end the game, but Craig Counsell did what he had to do, and a line drive to the right field was more than enough to score Lou to force extra innings. To make matters worse for Indians fans, the champagne was ready to go in the locker room. The grounds crew had to quickly remove the champagne once Counsell connected to the game-tying sacrifice fly RBI. Mesa almost blew the game in the bottom of the 10th, but a strikeout with runners in first and second helped force an 11th inning. Not everything can be blamed on Mesa and Hargrove. The Indians couldn't put the game away in the top of the 5th. Omar Vizquel stole second and third base respectively, but Cleveland simply couldn't add to its slim lead. But Mesa blew the save, and the Indians didn't do anything offensively in the 10th and 11th innings. And now with 2 outs, the Indians are hoping that Renteria won't make solid contact. Renteria wasn't supposed to bat this inning. Jim Eisenreich pinch hit for Florida, and with him batting .364 during the postseason, Hargrove asked for Nagy to intentionally walk him to load the bases. Bases loaded, of course, means a force at any base. Tony Fernandez, who made a huge error earlier in the inning, made a fantastic play at home to preserve the tie. For the inning-ending double play, woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's not Fernandez's fault that the Indians are in this spot. Actually, Fernandez has the only 2 RBI for Cleveland tonight. He delivered a walk-off hit during Game 1 of the 97 Division Series is no easy out. He's also quite speedy as he stole 32 bases during the regular season. Any slow-moving ground ball could be an infield single if the infielder is forced to throw it to first base. Renteria also has an inside-the-park home run as part of his short but impressive MLB resume. Well, here we go. Renteria, who has 5 go-ahead hits in extra innings this season, can be the hero. And Nagy, who's not a bullpen pitcher by trade, has to keep pitching to preserve Cleveland's dream season. Can the Indians officially end the curse of Rocky Colavito? Or will the Marlins go against the norm and win the World Series as a baby franchise? This could be Florida's only shot at a World Series championship, as reports are owner Wayne Huizenga will try to drastically cut payroll following the season. The Indians would not return to the World Series until 2016. Cleveland still hasn't won the World Series since 1948. Florida would win the World Series again in 2003.